Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Michael, this is PokeOz. We talk all things Pokemon card investing on this channel, so if you haven't been here before, welcome. If you are tuning back in, I really appreciate it. There's some very solid members of this channel, and there's some very solid viewers that tune into every video that I make, so it's very appreciated. Today's video topic is all about one sealed product that is still incredibly undervalued in my opinion. And I don't want to cause or create too much mystique around it because we're about to jump straight into it, but have a little guess. It's from the Sword and Shield era. It came out around Lost Origin time, and that is, if you haven't guessed it already, none other than the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection, which is what it's more colloquially known as, whereas really it is called the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection. Now, before we jump into the products and why I think it's undervalued, let's just look at those few words. And I've done videos on this before, but Ultra Premium Collection. So there's two words at the start. Not only is it just a premium collection, it's ultra premium. So it's more than premium. It is the most premium. So if you're making the most premium sealed product in a box, you need to make sure you actually stick by your word. And this is one of those products that well and truly has. If I look at some products that haven't, like if we look at, say, the Greninja Ultra Premium Collection, which came out around Shrouded Fable time, I don't think there's anything ultra premium about that collection. The dice are plastic, the promos are garbage, the pack selection's not too bad because it's, Scarlet and Violet era, it can't escape that. But you're making an ultra premium collection and you're just putting regular sort of EX shiny promos inside there and you're putting plastic dice. What's premium about that? Absolutely nothing in my opinion. There's been some beautiful premium collection boxes with even the quality of the cardboard and the gold etching we see on some of them. And Charizard UPC is no different. Like, this is one hell of a product. And let's just jump into why I think it's undervalued. So the Charizard UPC is from Sword and Shield era. And before we know it, you know what? Scarlet and Violet era is about to be over. Before we blink an eye, it'll be finished and we'll be on to Generation 10, a whole new era of Pokemon cards. And no longer is Sword and Shield just in the rearview mirror. Like, it's a couple of sets old. And as sets get older, they get more expensive. We've seen it with X and Y, we've seen it with Sun and Moon, we're starting to see it with Sword and Shield, and that's the next argument I want to make. Sword and Shield is on an absolute pump at the moment, and I think there's a few reasons for that. One of the main reasons is, of course, there is so much demand behind Scarlet and Violet, and booster boxes are quite expensive. Getting a Destined Rivals booster box, or a Journey Together booster box, or a Surging Sparks booster box at like $200 to $300 US, you go, well, hold on, I can actually buy an Astral Radiance or a Silver Tempest booster box for nearly that price. Why would I spend, from a purely investment standpoint, unless you want to chase the cards, go for it. Why would I spend that much money on those booster boxes when I can buy stuff that's way out of print, never going to be seen again, and from an investment standpoint, got plenty of room for growth, compared to these sets, which could get reprinted a couple more times in the coming years and drop back down. Not saying they will, but they could. So you can see that's one reason. The other reason, of course, is it's just getting older and rarer. Like, more and more of it's got opened, and as more and more of it gets opened, less and less of it's sealed. Look at Evolving Skies, for example. When we talk to rip and shippers, or when I talk to rip and shippers, either via email or on different group chats that I've been on with members of the community, they're still saying that rather than rip, $6 modern packs, like, Temporal Forces or Paradox Rift or something, people would rather spend $25 and rip an Evolving Skies pack as part of a rip and ship. Like, there's still just so much demand for that. Before we know it, Evolving Skies packs, like single booster packs, are going to be $50. Then they're going to be $70. Then they're going to be $100. Like, that's not in the too distant future. So these cards, these packs that come in the Charizard UPC are just getting rarer and rarer. Now, before we jump into some other values when it comes to Charizard UPC, I just wanted to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is, of course, the Collector app. Very easy app to use. I've been using it for a while now. You can put all your singles, all your sealed product in there. From an investing standpoint, it's really easy to use because you can put in any sealed product, any single, you can type in exactly what you paid for it, and then it'll track it with live data from TCG Player as well as eBay sales. So you're going to get a fairly accurate price when it comes to the sealed product. And then most importantly, you can see the percentage gains you've made on a product. but also you can see the total amount you've spent on your collection and what your total value of a collection is, therefore what you've made off the collection. And if you're a pro user on the app, it is so good because there's heaps and heaps of data. You can go all the way back in time on products, and also there's awesome PSA 10 giveaways each month. That is the collector app. So let's just jump back straight into the Charizard UPC. What do you actually get inside there of value? And what's its market price? So if we look at Charizard UPC, its current market price is about $300 US. What's it at, $299 or something? So bang on $300 US. And it wasn't that long ago, if we look at this graph, that it was sitting, I remember it was sitting for quite some time, probably in the realm of, when Lost Origin was out, leading into Silver Tempest and Crown Zenith, even into the start of Scarlet and Violet Base. You could pick up these UPCs for literally like $90 to $110, depending where you were. They were sitting on shelves, and I can remember people saying there was so much talk about these, not going to go up in price, too overprinted, like they're not going to move. And what do you know? It's gone from $100 US to $300 US in literally the space of what, 2.5 to 3 years? Like it's 3x'd in 2.5 to 3 years. That's some phenomenal gains to go from $100 to $300. The other side of the coin is they're not as bulky as some ultra premium collections. I'm just looking at mine, they're just out of frame, but if I compare my Sword and Shield ultra premium collection to the 151 ultra premium collection, there's a fair bit of difference in there. So what do you actually get? You get 16 packs, and if we actually add all this up, you get some really nice premium product inside there, the little drawers they come out of, the quality of the art inside there, the etching on it, the playmat, the promos, which we'll get into, the dice, the coins, everything does actually feel very, very premium. And to summarize the whole thing, it's locking in some of the best and greatest sets of the whole Sword and Shield era into one neat little package. And to go through them, we get 3 Fusion Strike, which current price for Fusion Strike is $10.71 a booster pack. We're also getting inside there the big one, which is 3 Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is currently sitting at $27 US per booster pack. And you get 3 Evolving Skies inside here. You get a couple you get a couple of average ones though. You get 1 Darkness Ablaze, current market price $6.76. Not a lot to chase inside a Darkness Ablaze booster pack, is there? You get 1 Vivid Voltage, which is very much in the same boat. It's boom or bust if we're chasing that Rainbow Pikachu. Their current market price is $6.44. You're getting 3 Brilliant Stars though at $7.51, and this is a set, in my opinion, that has a lot of room to move. Brilliant Stars has been underrated for some time from the Sword and Shield era. You're getting 2 Astral Radiance, I believe, at $6.26, and the era that it came out in, which is Lost Origin, you're getting 3 Lost Origin booster packs at $8.20. I'm going to add all these up for you so you don't have to in a second, but keep those figures sort of in the back of your mind. If we move along, we're also getting some other things, like what's the playmat worth? The playmat might be worth, say, about $10 US. I don't know. I haven't even logged onto eBay to check, but considering it comes in every single one, I think it's going to be sitting somewhere around $10 US. And in case you didn't realize, it aligns with one of the promos that come inside this set, which is the Charizard VMAX, looking like Godzilla on there. That is the second most expensive of the 3 promos. So you get 3 beautiful Charizard promos inside here. The first one, like I mentioned, being the VMAX at $22. The second one being the V-Star, which is the most expensive one at $29. This relates nicely to the Mewtwo artwork from Crown Zenith. It's Charizard battling Mewtwo, and it's roles reversed or camera view reversed. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. And the third promo is just the Charizard V, where he is sleeping in the woods at $15.97. So pretty much bang on $16. Now, if you were to individually add all those up, not including the coins or the dice or, that sort of stuff that comes in it, or the box, some people just like to buy the box just so they can have it displayed without having to spend the $300 price tag. But just the packs, the playmat, and the promos we get inside there, it adds up to $264 US. So it's actually not too far off. If you probably include the box that it comes in and the coins that are in there, it probably does individually pieced out add up to roughly $300, which is its market price, which sounds pretty fair and reasonable. Now, quite often when we look at sealed product, you do have to pay a little bit of a premium for the sealed product. Now, given the prices that we've seen for lots of Sword and Shield era products at the moment, look at the price of Evolving Skies booster box. Absolutely insane. Confirmed sales north of 2,000 US dollars. Fusion Strike, it won't be far off 1,000 US dollars. Like I said, Brilliant Stars has a lot of legs left. That is undervalued in my opinion. Lost Origin has a lot of legs left. Astral Radiance I've spruiked for a long time because of how nice its trainer gallery is and how undervalued I've felt the Dialga and the Palkia are based on how nice the artworks are. Plus, of course, you've got that beautiful Machamp alt art inside there. So you've got what feels almost like, yeah, okay, Crown Zenith came out later, but replace maybe Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage with, Silver Tempest and Crown Zenith, and then it would just be an absolute belter. Like, I think this product, realistically, like it's a 9 out of 10. If it had maybe, not Darkness Ablaze and not Vivid Voltage and, like I said, a Silver Tempest pack and a Crown Zenith in there, then it would be a 10 out of 10. It's pretty damn hard product to fault. Generally, you can pick faults in products and go, they should have done this better. Or even when I look at sets like Destined Rivals, Destined Rivals will sell. It will, because it's Pokemon at the moment and it's new packs and it's Destined Rivals and it's Team Rocket and it's nostalgia. But I can still look at it and pick holes in that set. And look, like I said, it'll still sell, so who cares what my opinion is on it? But you can still go, well, I would have done a couple of things differently there. But doesn't matter. I can look at this Ultra Premium Collection from Sword and Shield and go, you know what? All three promos are damn nice. The playmat's cool. It is premium quality with the dice and coins. The product it comes inside is cool. You're getting an awesome pack selection from Sword and Shield at 300 US dollars, all rolled into one little bundle. This still has lots of legs left. I think it's a phenomenal investment and I think it's still incredibly undervalued with lots of room left to move, particularly as Sword and Shield becomes older and older and older. We're about to get a new era, Gen 10 of Pokemon. This is a good pickup still in my eyes. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.